Location Properties introduced to the market this quaint 2-bedroom derelict cottage located in Ranaghan, Ruan, which would be close by to Moiree. We'd be on the interlinking road running between Corrafin and Tubber, about equidistant from both, being about 8.5 to 9 kilometres from each, I would say there. So Ennis town centre within probably about 18-19 kilometres. So this property, which is located on 0.47 acres, just over 1 acre, I would say here, as you can see, is a property that will need attention, but the main structure, the fundamentals, seems to be in quite good condition. It hasn't been occupied for a number of years, so it will need plenty of attention, we'll say, and funding to kind of bring it back to life properly, and we'll see that as we proceed through. So as stated, the original building, stone built. We have connections here to mains, water, septic tank, literally a hole in the ground, I suppose, essentially out in the side field here. So again, that would be something that would need to be taken into consideration for the go forward on the property. The roof is in very good condition here, slate roof, concrete barges, and we've our little porch heading in there as well. So main access, obviously pedestrian access, just heading in here to the front. Immediately to the side here we can see our access route, which leads out to outbuildings just out to the rear there, and we have our main kind of shed or garage kind of area here just to the front as well. Just to show a secondary point of access here in the front, let's say here it's gated access going into what is a little paddock into the right hand side of the cottage. So let's see where our cottage is located, just back over here. So we're south facing with the cottage. Our little paddock here and over here as well. So this is all part of it here. So we have our lovely dry stone wall here to the front section. We can see where there's a stone wall just running right along here parallel to where I'm standing here. It's not the near one, it's actually the further one out, we'll say from that side. So lovely piece of ground going with the dwelling here. So for anybody who's looking at doing something maybe a little bit more substantial, it could definitely be an option here with having the existing property in situ. So we'll now proceed to the interior, and then we'll have a walk around the rear, outside and outbuildings. So upon entering here, we can see where we have our pedestrian access coming in. We have our porch here immediately the front with our lean-to little roof on it, which is slate covered. Single glazed teak windows running throughout. As stated, the property has not been lived in for quite a period of time, but for a property which has not been occupied for quite a period, it's in fairly good condition. Now there will be photos online as well, but it's nice to have the little video walkthrough as well, just to connect all your spaces together. So this would have been the main parlour or living room area, kitchen going back in the day. There was the extension going out to the rear through the doorway here, which is block built, but these sections here are all stone built. So we've our 2 bedrooms here, very traditional in its layout here. Just get an idea on how it's fixed. I presume it would have been maybe a thatch cottage going back in the day. I know there was grants going back in the 1950s and 60s, which accommodated for, would say, changing the roof over to slate. So hence the barges and so on like that. So they'd be only, what, you're still looking at 60, 70 years old, but in very good condition. Like there's no real sign of any great ingress. I suppose the main things here you'll see just above the fireplace here, where you're not having a fire going on all the time. Might be a little bit of water getting down there, but fundamentally speaking, it looks quite good. Used to be a gantry, loft area up above here where there was a room, would say, as well. Just going to stick a head up here in a moment. Would say there once we've looked at the secondary room. So both rooms would be very much equivalent to each other in size. Now have a look at that little gantry area. You can see here it's floored, your little window on the gable there and so on, and you've tongue and groove panelled wood ceiling there. Doesn't seem to be in too bad a condition. It actually seems quite good. No great signs of ingress anywhere you'll see a cobweb. Usually bodes well from the point of view of This will be very much attic room space, attic space essentially, just for general storage, I suppose, essentially. So you have the styra leading up to that. So as we pop down then, right into our little kitchenette out to the back, where we have our back door. See out here. Very pleasant day to be able to show it. Kitchen, not very substantial. And we have our toilet just out through here, so WC and wash hand basin. We have our little window up here as well. So there has been an effort to add additional heating into it in years gone by. There you'll see where the electric storage heaters are there. And going back in the day, I suppose the primary heat source would have been the Stanley, just over here, or Stanley range, which would have been solid fuel. So that would have been the engine room of the house going back in its day. Electrics aren't bad. We have the modern switchboard up above here. As you can see, new meter put in. So all what you'd like to see in a property like it. Now we'll proceed back outside and have a look to the rear and to the couple of paddocks that go with it. You can see here we have our little outbuilding, two little sections to it, so this would have been used for, I suppose, fuel, storage purposes going back in the day. Handy space to have, 2 points of access. There's our other door. And another little door heading out into the back little section. So it's like a little nursery probably going back in the day for the likes of your chickens and hens and all that kind of stuff, and maybe in the odd calf. This paddock here we're looking out on. To the boundary just before the farm buildings over there. Boundary immediately before that is owned by this property here, or belongs to this property. It's part of the sale. And we have our outbuilding here, gated. A bit of overview of the content here. Going back, cow house. That plaster finished to the inside, so it's actually not in bad condition. And you have your concrete flooring as well. A little bit of a tip on the floor then as well for the shores, going back from when the cows used to be in situ. Been milked. And this field, as we're looking out in the pond, is part of it, and we'll just have a little look here. This, I believe, was a crush going out to the back here. Immediately to the right of that, all part of it. And again, as you can see, the outbuilding not in bad condition. A little overview here again of what comprises of the land that goes with the property. So as you can see here, the stone wall that just runs along there just before the farm buildings there, that's our natural boundary. And just on the horizon here, immediately out to the front of me here, you'll see where this stone wall runs across. That is our rear boundary. Same back over here, so we'll see just along, just before the outbuilding here, that is our boundary. And the same going back up over here. You'll see there's our gateway from where we were on the far side. So that's our property here at Ranaghan, Ruan. For further interest, you can contact our offices at 065 682 3718 by way of email at info@location.ie. Asking price on this property is €104,500. Many thanks.